Here's 21 different ways to stabilize your camera for smooth videos. First of all, check your camera lens and see if it has built-in stabilization. Lenses with stabilization will help cut down on some of those micro jitters. However, lens stabilization only makes a marginal difference, so I wouldn't recommend spending extra money on a lens just for that feature. But if you already have it, you might as well be using it. So you should definitely check and make sure it's turned on. Lots of camera bodies also have their own forms of video stabilization, which usually comes in one of 3 different formats. InBody image stabilization, also known as IBIS, mechanically moves the camera sensor in order to counteract the camera movement, while digital stabilization uses the camera processor to analyze the video footage using a form of motion tracking to digitally crop into the video and then move that crop around in order to cancel out some of the camera shake. And gyroscopic stabilization, which works similarly to digital stabilization, but instead of using the camera's processor to analyze how the video is shaking, it uses gyroscopic data, which is much more accurate. Action cameras like GoPro, Insta360, and DJI are all famous for having incredibly good gyroscopic stabilization. There's also some Sony cameras that record gyroscopic data with their videos, but depending on which camera you get, it may not actually apply any of that stabilization in camera. So you have to add it afterwards using programs like Catalyst Browse or GyroFlow. Now, even if your camera doesn't have any of these stabilization options, you can still stabilize your videos using software. And here's a short list of some of the best software you can use for stabilizing your videos. Now, one of the best ways to get smooth handheld shots without any extra accessories is to film in slow motion. The camera is still going to be shaking around just as much, but all of the motion in the video is going to look way smoother because it's happening slower. There's also a ton of accessories you can buy to stabilize your camera. If you only need to move your camera a short distance, a camera slider can be used to create super smooth and precision camera moves. My favorite motorized camera slider is the SlidePod Pro. This has several advantages over the traditional rail system as it allows you to move your camera horizontally, vertically, and forward and backwards without the slider itself obstructing the view of the camera. It's incredibly smooth and precise. There's tons of mounting points, a built-in battery, and it can be controlled with the app on your phone. While the SlidePod's great for professional applications, there's also plenty of budget options out there as well, like non-motorized camera sliders and tabletop dollies. The tabletop dolly actually has one advantage over other sliders, as the wheels can be turned for capturing rotating shots. There's also tons of ways you can DIY camera sliders, like sticking your camera to a piece of tape so that you can pull it across a smooth surface, connecting it to a drawer on a desk, a skateboard, or a bicycle. Anything with wheels will probably help you get a smoother shot. One of the most common forms of camera stabilization is the 3-axis gimbal, which uses motors to keep the camera level. Gimbals are not only great for stabilizing your camera, but they can also perform other functions as well. My favorite gimbal, the Hohem MT2, can mimic how you're moving your phone so that you can control the camera remotely. It also has a built-in camera with AI subject tracking that can keep the camera pointed in your direction all by itself. Next up is the camera crane jib. This consists of a stand that holds a horizontal pivoting arm with a camera mounted on the end. A jib is typically used for smoothly raising or lowering the camera, but you can also use it for filming panning shots as well. And last, but definitely not least, is the tripod. Tripods are often used for just locking the camera off and capturing still shots, but there's plenty of ways you can introduce motion into your videos using a tripod. Video tripods have specially designed fluid heads for filming super smooth panning shots and tilting shots. Or by tipping the entire tripod forward, you can capture even more dynamic tilting shots where the camera is both rotating and moving either forward or backwards. Oftentimes, I'll connect an extension arm to the top of my tripod and attach a camera to the end of it to create a makeshift spinning camera rig. Also, just picking up the tripod and walking with it can be a great way to get smoother handheld shots that will be less shaky than if you were just holding the camera by itself. The weight of the tripod will help keep your camera level and reduce shaking. Thank you to SmallRig for sending me their brand new Freeblazer heavy duty aluminum tripod. This is a very large professional grade tripod. Definitely not the sort of thing you're gonna wanna take on vacation, but it's been fantastic here in the studio. My favorite thing about this tripod is that the legs can be adjusted with a single locking mechanism, making it very quick to set up and take down. It's also super tall. The video head on this has a dampening system that's incredibly smooth, and it can hold up to 17 pounds. There's also a bull base adapter at the top of the tripod for quickly leveling the video head. The detachable pan handle can swap sides for right or left-handed control. I really like all of the little details that they've included on this tripod, with extra 1/4-inch screw mounts for adding accessories, a small Allen wrench that's magnetically held in place on the video head, so it's always there when you need it. This super fast quick release system can transform with a single click to become compatible with both Manfrotto and DJI RS quick release plates. If you would like to purchase this tripod or any of the other gear that I used in this video, there's links for all of it down in the description below. If you're new here, make sure to check out my channel. You can watch some more of my videos right over here.